So we just got a massive amount of updates regarding the MCU as a whole, Doomsday, Secret Wars, everything after Secret Wars, and maybe even an MCU reset. Before we get into all of this crazy news, we're on the road to 4,000 subs. If you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here. Please leave your comments down below with your thoughts because I read every single one and I most likely will respond. Now let's talk about all of these interviews Kevin Feige was giving because honestly, there's so much good news coming out of this that I've got to share it with you guys. First, I want to talk about SpiderMan Brand New Day, and Kevin Feige said that this will indeed be a street level movie, and yes, Punisher will be in it. So it seems like all the rumors and the supposed leaks that we've been seeing about the Punisher, maybe even the Hulk, and Mr. Negative being in Spider-Man 4, they could be true. And just hearing Kevin Feige say street level Spider-Man makes me so happy because I know we've been fighting for months talking about how we do not want another multiversal Spider-Man movie considering that was the last one. I still think because we are wrapping up the multiverse saga that this film will have some multiversal elements, but I think the root and the heart of it is going to be very grounded, and that gets me very excited. The next thing I want to talk about, which has been news for a while now, is that Jake Schreier, who did Thunderbolts, is officially directing the X-Men film. It's real now. We're actually getting an MCU X-Men movie set probably after Secret Wars, after everything is potentially reset, which we're about to talk about that, so hold on just a second. But the fact that we're getting the director from Thunderbolts to do an X-Men film is really, really intriguing, and yeah, I can't wait for it. Kevin Feige also in these interviews talked about Superman and how much he liked it and how it's not superhero fatigue, people are just looking for good stories. On Variety, he then talked about how they were pushing out film and show after show and how it was kind of diluting everybody, allowing you to think that you might have to do some homework before you watch the next movie in the MCU or go into any of the Disney Plus shows. He maybe credited that to being a reason why Thunderbolts commercially wasn't as successful, but it was critically. Marvel Studios now seems like they have a very solid foundation of do's and don'ts, how to set things up for the future, don't overpromise and underdeliver, do the opposite. Less shows, less movies, better quality, more narrative structure with the overarching story leading to the Avengers movies. I love to hear it. There's also a bunch of stuff in these interviews about Kang and how they're pivoting from Kang to Doctor Doom, and the fact that Doctor Doom has actually been something they've been talking about for a while with Robert Downey Jr. playing him. Now, who knows how long this has been in discussion for, but it's really cool having this idea that Robert Downey Jr. gave to Kevin Feige, or I don't know who gave it to him, but it seems like it may have been from Robert, where this idea is so intriguing and so cool that it actually is going to be on the big screen. Who knows, we probably won't see Kang again in the future of the MCU considering he basically had a send-off in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, but we're focusing on Doctor Doom now, and after Doctor Doom, we've got the mutants. Which this leads me to talk about the main point of this video, and it's the fact that Kevin Feige is throwing around the term a reset for the MCU post Secret Wars. He hesitates to call it a reboot, but says later on down the line, years and years from now, there probably will be a new Iron Man, a new Captain America, being played by new actors, not Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. It's inevitable. Other studios are doing this with James Bond and the superhero movies that just came out, like Superman. I think that just feels weird to us right now because our world is so interconnected with the MCU and all of the characters know each other that a reboot down the line just feels almost narratively impossible. But then again, look at the stuff we've already gotten. It looks like Secret Wars is in fact going to reset the MCU on a singular timeline, not necessarily a full reboot of the franchise. So it's probably going to be less Avengers stuff, but Kevin Feige confirms that the X-Men is where we're heading next. And the world of the X-Men is so vast. I mean, I don't think you guys realize that the X-Men were much more popular than the Avengers in the comic books back in the day. Back in the day, meaning like the early 2000s, because, you know, I'm not that old. It sounds like the X-Men movie is going to focus on a younger cast, and I wonder who those characters are going to be. I also believe somewhere in these interviews, Kevin Feige spoke on Miles Morales and his potential appearance in the MCU, and it feels like Sony is kind of keeping him to himself, and I'm honestly not mad about that. I think we should focus more on Peter right now because he's kind of starting his brand new day in the MCU, and I want to spend more time with him and develop him as a Spider-Man character, not just Peter Parker. I do think there's a time and a place for Miles Morales, but I think we should probably finish the animated movies first and then talk about doing him in live action. We're talking about not diluting things, people. Let's just keep it condensed for a little bit longer. Although I do love Miles, and yeah, I'm excited to see him eventually. In one of these interviews, Kevin Feige said that Endgame did serve as the end, where Secret Wars kind of serves as a new beginning. And the MCU movie Secret Wars is probably going to take heavy inspiration from Jonathan Hickman's 2015 run of Secret Wars that does serve for a reset of the Marvel comic universe. You've got universes colliding, and at the end, there's one singular strand. Of course, that doesn't last forever. I mean, the multiverse is going to pop up everywhere because it's such a hot topic nowadays, but I think the idea for Secret Wars resetting the MCU is to kind of just condense condense it and make it simpler. Less things to keep track of, more quality content with a select few characters. Overall, with all of this news, I think 99, if not 100% of it is positive. There's a lot of constructive criticism with the MCU's past handling in the past couple of years that I think they've really learned from, and they're propelling themselves forward and getting us excited for what's to come. I mean, Fantastic Four releases this week. You guys know I'm going to be covering it, spoiler and spoiler-free reviews, theory videos, all that stuff. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you all very, very soon.